brand new episode of our spotlight series Voice Behind Success. As the director of Corporate Achievers Club, it's an honor to host today's session featuring a dynamic leader, Mr. 𝗞𝗿𝗁𝗀, Senior Principal Director Cybersecurity at 𝗦𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗫 𝗏. Good afternoon, sir. It's a pleasure to have you with us. How are you doing today?
Hello. Thanks for reaching out, and I'm really feeling excited, and I'm looking forward to this interaction.
Okay, that sounds good. So let's begin with the questionnaire. I would like to ask, what inspired you to start your professional journey and how it leads to becoming a director of cybersecurity?
Sure. So it was not something that was planned, actually. Something that happened over a period of time. I would rather say it's something that happened coincidentally. Because when I started my career earlier in 2000s, there was not a separate department in companies called as cybersecurity. So people from network engineering teams who know network were the ones who were managing security for the organization as well.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, I was as a typical IT software professional. I was initially into software development. Then I took a little bit of break because the project was not happening. I was put on a bench, and then from there I explored a project for performing compliance reviews for a couple of companies based out of US. So at that point in time, earlier, they had a regulatory aspect which today even exists, is something called as IT General Control SOX testing. So I started my career with doing more of a documentation review for compliance works. And then I was missing technology altogether. So I started exploring what are the other avenues that comes by touching across this area. So then I slowly started doing a couple of certifications around information security, IT audit, and then I switched my career from being a software engineer to a compliance regulatory person consultant to eventually becoming an IT auditor. So IT auditing is a profession where you have a luxury of touching and doing an audit review for a lot of different departments. You get a good understanding, your interpersonal skills, communication skills, your ability to understand the process, the people and the technology, identify design gaps and bring it out to the organization, convince the auditee to accept the gaps which most predominantly the big organization people don't do. So all of those was quite interesting. And then a couple of years into it, I felt it was getting monotonous. I wanted to get even deeper because we were covering only policies and a limited scope was prevailing around each audit. Then I started upgrading myself where cloud was the buzzword. Then I started doing a couple of hands-on and specializations on cloud. I slowly moved from being a IT auditor to a first line where I started part of governance, risk and compliance, doing application security reviews. And then when cloud came up, we picked up cloud and we started doing cloud security reviews. Then came container, so we started doing container security reviews. Eventually, I landed up in a role where I was given opportunity as a deputy CISO, wherein I can manage security A to Z for a upcoming unicorn, fintech unicorn, so which happened around 2022. From there, it has not been a dull moment ever. So a lot of learning experience. We have a lot of people with whom we have to interact. It's a small company, so we operate with a shoestring budget. When you operate in a bigger banks and corporates, your scope is limited to only a specific area. But then when you start working in a startup kind of a company, you don't have the luxury of resource. So you will be given a very shoestring budget. You cannot hire a lot of people. So you have to dirty your hands. You have to learn. You have to keep exploring all the different domains and facets of security, which kind of gives you a very, very good in-depth understanding. And so my journey as a director of cybersecurity at 𝗦𝗵 has been phenomenal. Rather, I would say it's experience in a startup is something 3 or 4 times more than a big four consulting firms or be it a larger organizations, because you need to work with a limited resource. You need to still achieve your objective, and you will be the one who will be envisioning it, what you want to do, and you will be the one who will be executing it. So that's how it has been, and it's a good, rewarding experience, but yet it is a thankless job indeed.
Yes, it's so good to know about your professional journey. We have come a long way, as a director of cybersecurity. It's so the insights were shared at the start of your professional journey. So it was nice. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced early on and how did you overcome them?
Okay. So security professionals, I think the top 4 or 5 challenges which comes to my mind is, the first aspect is emerging threats. So today the threats are emerging so rapidly. The attackers are kind of using techniques which are more advanced and more faster. So for example, a CISO or a security professional has to deal with a lot of challenges like ransomware, insider threats, and then they also have to look at zero-day exploits. And more than that, many of the companies today integrate with a lot of third parties, so supply chain risk. So managing all of this at a shoestring budget is something that's really challenging. The most important aspect here is these emerging threats and challenges are something that's constantly evolving. So it's such that the pace of change is very relentless, but the margin of error is very small. The second aspect is most important one is looking at the culture of the people, right? So as a CISO, you have to bring security awareness to all the employees.
Yes.
At the same time, you have to convince your leadership team on all your security initiatives. Fight with the board to ensure that you are getting enough budget, because most of the board members view this as a cost center. So that is something that becomes quite challenging, right? The third aspect is in terms of all of this, right? Attracting correct talent from the market. So today we have a lot of shortage in terms of people having a good cybersecurity skill. So hiring a talent and retaining a talent is one of the biggest challenge. We would have planned a lot of critical projects hiring a resource, but then midway they would have got a new opportunity. So balancing such projects becomes very difficult. The other aspect also, like, all of this takes a personal toll on as a CISO, right? Most of the time CISO or the people at a senior leadership in security kind of experience something called as a burnout. So what happens is, rather, I think when I was interacting with one of the colleagues, he put it very beautifully. So the job of a CISO or a security professional is thankless, where you do something good and you become successful, the success is invisible. But if you make any small mistake, or if there is any mistake that happens, you will be in the front page of the news. So that's how very pressurizing and critical profession it is.
Very carefully
we have to handle. But what keeps us going is, at the end of the day, it is a rewarding experience, it's a learning experience, and we will become the primary responsible person who is protecting an organization's brand and reputation. So that's what keeps us going, and that's what motivates us to go ahead.
Yes, exactly. Like the main point, it's like a cybersecurity awareness among the employees. The news, like the knowledge we give to people, to employees which we are hiring also, the new talent you just said, like hiring people and making talents, and yes, to face the same the difficult challenges was a time.
Absolutely. And one point also what I want to highlight is alignment with the business.
Yes.
So always cybersecurity is seen as a department which says no for all the innovative ones. So now as a CISO or a security professional, we cannot be a department which says no. We will have to balance the risk and the business growth. For example, when you have digital transformation, cloud adoption, AI innovation, all of this company, and all the companies are joining the bandwagon, you cannot keep putting security reasons to avoid all of those, and you kind of hamper the growth of the organization with the pace what they want to move. So it is also about how you balance the business needs and the security requirements. So which is very important, where as aspiring security leaders or CISOs, what you guys will have to be watchful of is not only your understanding of the security domain and the company's business model, but also you need to understand what are the other aspects, such as people's motivation, managing the cultural DNA aspects of it. So it's a job where you have to focus on multiple different areas, and you should not be restricting yourself only to your domain.
Yes, exactly. Like we need to go hand in hand, like the business needs as well, the new knowledge, the trends which are going on right now outside. So we need to adapt that as well, the technology which is going on, to gain more insights and to gain more output from the employees, to train them as well.
And today also to add, right, so one of the very critical aspects is the compliance and the regulatory requirement. In India, you have RBI. In Europe, you have DORA, SOC 1, SOC 2, ISO. So each country comes with a different regulation. You have AI-based frameworks coming, requirements coming. So it's not only about ticking the box, it is also to help enable a sustainable process and a system which ensures that all the best practices are put in and it keeps the free flow. So complaints should not be something that's adding burden. Rather, it is something that has to enhance security.
It basically feels that it should be stress-free, like it should be used in that way to make the work easier and to help the other employees also, which faces difficulty, and yes, to long run on an organization.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you, Reet. I think to all the folks of Corporate Achievers Club, it's an immense pleasure, and thank you for taking time out and coming here. So I think CAC is taking an initiative to spread such a knowledge and subject matter expertise to all the folks, and I think it's a very good channel. I would recommend everybody to take a look at the videos they post and the magazine, which gives a lot of insights.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.